Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. You caught me taking a quick sip of water, and I'm going to need to clear my throat. Apologize. So, Gina K Designs Modern Greetings. I tried to do a live Friday evening, and I haven't done a live in a very long time, and it was just disastrous. So, I have gone ahead and made that unlisted out on YouTube, and I am replacing it with this video. So you can see I got the birthday wishes from this Modern Greetings stamp set all lined up, and we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how I store the dies so that I can easily figure out which is which, and then we're going to actually do a couple of these birthday wishes, and if we have time, because I want to make this a pretty short video, some of the hello friend. I don't usually do spring cards, and at the date of this recording, Easter is long past, so I won't be using the Easter wishes. So let me grab, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and grab my die cutting platform, and we'll get this all ready to go. I like when I do sentiment cutouts like this, I like to use Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110 pounds so that it has some heft. If you're using an 80-pound cardstock, glue a couple of them together. It really works and adds dimension. I do that a lot of times as well. So I'm going to go ahead, and for this process, you're going to need at least 2 cutouts, because we're going to save the negative as well as the die cut. And I already have a bunch of the die cuts, but I need new negative pieces. So let's go ahead and grab the dies. And how I have my dies, I went ahead and took my label maker and I identified each one of them. And every time I put it back, I put it in the orientation of the words. So in the 2-stamp process, your little scripty is always at the bottom. So if you have a die that's got the little bumpies, that's the bottom of your die. The top of the dies are flat, as your larger words have a flat. So that way it makes it easier to identify. So if this is laying on my desk like this, I know the bumpies down here, that's the bottom and this is the top. So if you're an orientation crafter and you need your dies in a specific orientation, and then once we get all this cut out and we start actually stamping, it makes it easier to have the orientation the same. So let's go ahead. I've got the die I want to cut out, which is birthday wishes, and I've got my 110 pound cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 2, because I want 2. For this process, you need 2 of the negative. So let me grab this. I will get these cut. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got both of them cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and put this back on my magnetic sheet, because if not, I have actually thrown dies away because it gets stuck in a bunch of scrap paper, or I just scoop it up as I move it along. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here with all my other die cuts. And then I need my big scissors. You can either hand cut this apart, or you can get your trimmer. And then I'm going to shave this down because we don't need that much space. And whatever low tack tape you use, whether it be Masking Magic, in fact, I'm going to cut the top of this off just a smidge. I don't need that much cardstock on my negative space. Back to low tack tape. Whatever low tack tape you use, I use the scrapbook.com Minty tape. I just like it. You can use the pixie tape, you can use Masking Magic. I believe Alta New might have one. You could just buy regular washi tape off of Amazon and it will work. But what I like to do is grab my Minty tape, and I need my little scissors, and the scripty for this, let me grab this so that we have an orientation, and it's this birthday wishes. So even if you've got this negative space or the die, by looking at this on the birthday wishes, you've got the down sweep on the left and the up sweep on the right. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my low tack tape on the back side, and then I'm going to trim it a little bit on each side, and I'm folding it over, and this will make sense. Once we get to the Misti platform or whatever platform you like to use, it will make total sense. And I'll do the same thing with the other. And I like to use the low tack. Oh, I just realized I have a cut on my hand. I'm sorry. I usually like to cover those up with Band-Aids. But I like to use low tack tape to hold my die cuts in place in whatever. I got to trim that. It folded over. In fact, I got to trim both sides. It folded over in the area of the die cut that we're going to insert, but I like to have a little bit over, and you'll see here in just a minute why. Sorry, I don't mean to be mystic about it. It'll make more sense when I actually show you. So let's go ahead and grab my Misti, and I've got a grip mat inside the Misti. And I'm just going to put this right here for now and grab me just a scrap piece of cardstock, and these will come into play here in just a minute. And so I'm not reaching over you. I constantly have stuff up here and I don't want to reach over you, but let's grab the stamps now. So I need the birthday, and I'm going to put the birthday on the top since it's oriented on the top, and then wishes I'm going to put down here on the bottom. And oh wow, I don't know if I cleaned that one very well. It's very blue. I used my blue sky with that. And there. And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black on both of them for right now. In this first pass, it doesn't matter how good of a stamping job you've done. I just need it to be kind of visible, just like that. And why don't I move you in just a smidge? Let me connect my remote and let me move you in. And I messed with a little bit of my brightness on my camera. This before was really washing out and the colors were very, very faded, and now it's not. So I've got some, this is what they call FrogTape. It's a low tack or a delicate surface painter's tape. I pick it up at Amazon. And on this first one, I'm aligning birthday. So I want the birthday on 3 sides. So the top and the right and the left. And I probably should have, you know what? Let me grab some Kraft cardstock. I think I have a small Kraft. It's going to be easier to do. Let me just cut this down to an A2 size. That way you can see it better. The whole point of this exercise is to help you visualize and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and redo this part. Let me just make sure this is going to Didn't get that in the same spot. Now, okay, so let me ink this up again. Sorry if you are following along, but I think this will be easier for you to see. So let me go ahead and get this down. Yeah, this will be very much easier for you to see. So let's line up that happy birthday. So now you can see where I'm lining this up. I just care about the birthday at this point. And then down here, let me get 2 more pieces of this low tack tape. Whoops, that one tore where I didn't want it to tear. And then down here on the bottom, which is crooked, I made the stamp level, but it's actually pretty crooked. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. So my wishes, I'm lining up down here at the bottom. And I'm going to clean those stamps off because we're going to use different inks than just the Memento. This works best if you've got 2 colors, and Gina did a fantastic video doing this in an ombre. We're not going to do an ombre. So I just slide these in here and then I press it down into the low tack tape so that it stays secure and doesn't lift every time you apply ink. And I've got a niece and her boyfriend who have birthdays at the beginning of May. So I'm going to use a chocolate brown, and I'm going to try this medium cranberry and see if it shows up. I thought the blue sky kind of, on this one, it kind of washed out a little bit. I probably should have used like in the navy. But let's start out with the medium cranberry on the birthday. Oh, get that over there. And get that in there. Let's see. I'm going to hold it there. Let it soak in. That R just isn't quite. And it looks splotchy when I first lift it up, but it's going to smooth out. And then the birthday wishes, I could have inked both stamps, but I just wanted to show you the process. And this we're going to have to, yep, I think 1 more inking. And then I just get a little poke tool and then pry it up just like that. And we're going to swap the sentiment strips. And I want to clean off that cranberry because we're going to use the brown. And let's do the birthday wishes. Get that out of the shot, or at least the shadow. 1 more inking. That's beautiful. And then let's do the brown on the birthday. And this is charcoal brown. Let's see how this shows up. 1 more. See if we get that birthday. Oh, that's beautiful. So now you've got perfectly aligned birthday wishes. And I think I'm going to redo this and do this in Kraft. Let's do this one in Kraft. So let's go ahead. Let's clean that stamp off. I think the brown is just a little too dark. So let's get the black wishes. Let's get that done, and I'll go grab my craft pad. Because the birthday card, and I think I'm going to do it do the demonstration next Friday for that particular card. So, oh, do I want to do warm cocoa? Ooh, warm cocoa or Kraft? Let's try the Kraft first and just see what happens. Oops, but before I do that, I gotta move the die. I gotta move the die cut. There, okay. Let's ink that up again. Oh, I kind of like that. You know what? While we're here, we're gonna do both. I'm gonna do one more in the Kraft, because Kraft kind of has a greenish hue to it. So let's go ahead and let that one dry and clean off that stamp one more time. And let's try the warm cocoa. I usually don't play like this, especially on a recorded video. Oh, I might like this one better, but we'll see. I like that. Okay, let's pull this up. Put this down here. I'm going to clean that birthday stamp. And then let's get the wishes on here. And one more. Oh, I don't know. I may actually, I'm going to hold my opinion for just a sec. Okay. Let me get a white piece of cardstock. Okay, camera, be nice and focus. I need white, white, white. Just a big sheet of white cardstock. So there are my 3 browns. Oh, what do you think? Let's see. Well, instead of lift that up, why don't I bring you down to a closer level? There. I don't know. This one, the charcoal brown, I think is too dark, because right here you lose the top of the Y. Whereas over here, there's enough contrast between the medium cranberry and the black. And then the warm cocoa, you do have some contrast. I can see it better, but I really like the contrast here on the Kraft. I don't know. Let me know your opinion down in the comments. I'm not doing a card today. I just wanted to show you the modern greetings, since my live video Friday night was such a disaster. And I appreciate the frustration that you as viewers must have experienced, because believe me, I was experiencing it while it was happening. So I will try to practice lives before I actually go live again. So hey, thanks a lot for joining today and taking a perusal of this video. It is a little shorter, and it was just on this technique. If you're brand new to the channel, go check out on my channel all my other tutorials that I do. I do mostly Gina K designs, but I do have a lot of other manufacturer products I would love to start demonstrating as well. And while all the items that I used in this video, I'll have linked down below. I do earn a very small affiliate commission if you go shopping utilizing those links, and I cannot talk today. I use all the proceeds from those commissions and I put them back into my channel to purchase products such as this, and that way I can bring tutorials like this to you. While you're down there perusing the description, if you would hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel or have not yet subscribed, if you would hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video when it's uploaded. So thanks a lot for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you viewers. You're what makes this channel happen. So until next time, happy stamping.